Hello, everyone. We're back. We are back. We got commissioned Series 2 in Canada. Who would have thought it?
Who'd have thought it?
Who'd have thought
Who'd
it?
have funked it?
Karina couldn't believe her luck.
She's got a fringe now.
No, she got all sorts, hasn't she? She's had about
She's riddled with disease.
all sorts of hair. No, she's got loads of hairstyles this episode.
A lot of cats, or a cat.
Yes, producer Charlie's worried.
He's got a rival now because there's now a producer for Canadian Traitors, and
Who has a velvet pillow?
Charlie doesn't have a velvet pillow. In fact, Charlie barely has a seat anymore because we've wrecked his area because it was getting a bit pongy, wasn't it? Let's be honest.
Oh,
He's decided his litter box isn't the place to give us gifts any further. I'm sorry. I'm doing an outing.
We were outing Charlie the cat, right?
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
I was gonna set this podcast off really professionally, right? Okay, you ready? Professional.
Guests, welcome to the Traitors Canada.
That's how you do it properly.
I mean,
she knows.
She knows.
She should host this.
Karine, to be fair, she really should. She really should. It was lovely seeing Karine back. I must admit, I've forgotten how wonderful she is as a presenter. She does the kind of darker presenting side, where Paul Henry is more the cheeky chappy kind of guy.
It's been 1 minute you've mentioned Paul Henry.
I can't go a day without missing. When I'm outside, just minding my own business, walking down the street, someone walks past me in the opposite direction, I just shout Paul Henry.
You smell cigar smoke.
I can smell cheap alcohol, cheap cologne. I know Paul Henry's on his way.
This isn't about Paul Henry. Although New Zealand may be cancelled, which is very upsetting news for us all.
And other information. So before we get going with the...
What's your name?
What's your name? Where'd you come from? Before we get going with Series 2 of Canadian Traitors, sorry it took us a little bit of time to get there.
We're busy.
Excuse.
We're busy.
Really.
Plus, it's one episode a week, and I hate that, and it's just too little.
So you wanted to do 2 a week?
I don't know.
Is that the trend we're going down?
No, we're going to do it from now on.
Wait, God, lucky me.
Once a week.
What's going to happen? What's
your name?
My name's Alex. Oh, I forgot to do that. My name's Alex, and I am faithful.
I'm Ben, and I am always still faithful.
I felt like I was going to do a name and homes on you then and just introduce you on your behalf. Have you hold my hand while I sat in the chair? That's no one will get that outside the UK. So, as always, if you want to get in touch with us with your thoughts or feelings about this series of the Canadian Traitors Series 2, or anything to do with the Traitors whatsoever, because as Ben quite rightly mentioned, there's a bit of news in kind of like Traitorville going on, where there's rumours of cancellation. There's rumours of other channels picking up their version of Traitors. There's a new version starting below the equator.
Is there?
Wink. You told me this.
I can't remember.
And I'll be interested to know what you guys have thoughts about that as well, because I was wondering, I was meant to say this before we start recording,
Right.
Maybe we should do a special podcast episode discussing where's the Traitors go from here. Because like the UK version hit. Canadian series, hit. New Zealand series, we thought, hit.
The best one.
But then, all of a sudden, miss. So, you can get in touch with us, faithfultothetraitors@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter @Traitors Podcast, on Instagram or Threads @FaithfulToTheTraitors. You can obviously search for us on YouTube by watching this podcast in video form. Just search Faithful to the Traitors Podcast or BAM Productions. Or you can find us on your favourite podcast app, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all them. I forget what they are. Just search Faithful to the Traitors. If you like the podcast, there's 2 ways you can help us. 1, tell your friends. Click like, click share, click subscribe. Or you can go to buymeacoffee.com/faithful and throw some gold coins our way, because this is the Canadian series, so it's coins.
Yeah, we've changed currency.
Gold coins. And you know what else is happening?
What?
Get ready for this. We're kicking and screaming into the 21st century. Right. We have a WhatsApp group.
Oh, thought you were going to say MySpace or something.
If only. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, there would be a QR code in the corner of your screen. Scan
or maybe
it with your
in the
phone.
centre here. Who knows?
Oh, it depends where...
You have to watch and find
Depends
out.
where producer Charlie puts it, doesn't it? His paw might slip and it might just be this little corner and just half a QR code.
Anyway, QR code, yes.
QR code, scan it, and you can go straight to our WhatsApp group, and then you can follow us on there. Or just search, I think this is how it works, go to WhatsApp and then search BAM. Because that's what it's under, BAM, !
What is this
If
group?
not, I'll put the link in the notes. And this WhatsApp group is basically going to tell you all of the times that we post a podcast, any news that we feel like sharing, and any further projects that we might be doing in the future. We'll see how it goes.
We'll be rating Kareen's outfits out of 10 each week.
Absolutely.
Stuff like that.
Absolutely. Just useless stuff that we want you to give a thumbs up for as we go along. I should also mention TikTok. We're on TikTok as well, but that's under the banner of BAM Productions. So essentially, we are BAM Productions and we make Faithful to the Traitors. That's all we make. So really, we just are Faithful to the Traitors. But you
any
never
ideas
know.
on what else we can make? Let us know.
Exactly that.
Just not Big Brother. People keep saying Big Brother America. No.
Not Big
Too
Brother
much of a
America.
commitment.
However, we've had chats about maybe Big Brother UK.
Yeah, but that's also a
maybe,
big commitment
But
too.
maybe not a podcast, which is why you need to join our WhatsApp group or follow us on social media to find out more. Anyway, this is about Traitors, not about us. So there.
All I've got to say, by the way, about Kareen's outfits, this is what she's doing this series. You ready?
And I'm gonna serve exactly what you are. Cut!
The end.
I feel like you should put a warning before you put
No.
that word into a podcast.
No, that word's changed now. So it's not offensive anymore. So it's fine. We've claimed it.
Well,
We've reclaimed
we've
the word.
reclaimed it.
Yeah.
To be fair, in
but that is what she does.
in the UK, it's not a very offensive word, but outside the UK, I feel like it's more offensive.
I don't care.
Okay, wow, okay. So
That's
she's
what Kareen's doing.
She's serving that charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent,
Yes.
as our friend RuPaul Childs would say. But what about her hair? And what about that cat? And is there a trend going down in Traitors where a presenter has to have a pet? Because
Yes.
Paul Henry has dogs.
Yeah.
Alan Cumming has dogs. Kareen, cats. Where's
Claudia
Cla-
Winkleman has an eagle.
She has an eagle.
Owl.
Was it an
Owl,
owl?
yes.
I forgot that she had an owl. So she's got pet owls. Because I was going to say, what does
And Alan Cummings has...
a dog?
Yeah, but he has something else as well, didn't he? I think he had an
He
eagle
has a
too.
servant, a ginger servant. Is that a
Obviously,
pet?
one of the hosts has died, sadly. What's his name?
Roger
What's his name?
Corser.
Roger Corser, yeah.
Roger Corser.
He's been axed.
Roger Corser had a pet.
Me.
He had a snake.
Roger's here looking good. If I was really clever, I could add that in.
Do you know Roger's hosting the Australian version of The Floor?
I know. I love the floor. So
I love The Floor too.
everything is just...
Come on ITV. Get the UK version over here. It's damn good. It's a fun little game. So
Anyway.
let's get going. So they all arrived in the darkness of night. Is that a
I know
thing?
this was odd. They arrived at night time. Although they did keep going from nighttime to daytime a lot. So I don't know what was going on with this filming. And also I want to say as well, there's two versions of the Traitors Canada. There's one version which is like 40 minutes long, which everyone's moaning about. And there's one that's like 52 minutes long.
So what is one? Was one?
We
broad-
watched the short one.
We watched the short version. We just couldn't stand watching the long one.
Well, I don't know where the long version is, so it's just that's what we got.
No, question. Is it that it was broadcast the short version, but on streaming it was longer because they don't have to put advert breaks in?
No, it was one streaming service that's a longer one. Strike, I think it was called. I don't know.
No idea.
But that one has a longer episode for some reason. No one knows why. So I don't know what's happening.
Surely
but
it'd be on CTV's own.
That's a short one.
Oh, that had the short one.
Yeah.
But Strike.
I think it's called Strike. Had a long one. Maybe it's called Stroke. Do you get it?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
No one needs to know. Oh, that's interesting then. I wonder what they cut. Maybe they cut because there was a big, when they were choosing the traitors, or sorry, when Kareen was choosing the traitors, you only saw 2 of the 3 that she chose, which I liked actually. I thought it made episode 1 a little bit more interesting because normally you know who all 3 are straight away, and so it gets a little bit annoying because the first episode is normally a bit slow because you're just going to introduce and it's a bit tricky to
That's
kind
why
of
she
learn
has 7
everyone's name.
outfits, because she had to just keep
She has
us
to
our
keep us
attention.
on our toes. What was that award ceremony? The MTV Movie Awards, when someone wore like a record number of outfits. It was a Guinness World Record in one award ceremony. That's what Kareen was aiming to do for a reality show. So we knew who 2 of them were, and then the third one kind of.
And I'm gonna serve exactly what you are. Cut!
And it's like nothing at all. But so the first thing they had to do when they turned up at the house was, or the castle, or the turret, or whatever, was that they had to. God,
The manor.
I'm really rusty, aren't I? I feel like I've not done this for such a
The
long
manor.
time.
It wasn't that long ago.
Oh, I need to shake these cobwebs off of me. Where's Roger
been a very-
Corser? Where's Paul Henry when you need
It's been a
him?
very traumatic summer. Anyway.
It's been a very cold, wet summer. They had 5 people They never said if there was, like, they had to be 5, but they said up to 5. So I'm presuming if there was less than 5, that was fine. No, I don't know. Anyway, 5
Series
people.
2 twist.
Series 2 twist. Always episode 1, always the first 10 minutes. They had to say 5 people had to put themselves forward to be up for death row, which essentially means that they're the 5 people who the traitors have to choose from to murder. There's no round table this episode, so it's purely based
On nothing.
No, it was kind of based on them getting to know each other
Being
in the
heroic.
2 days. Because you said yourself it was day to night, day to night, day to night. That was 3 days that had passed, essentially. It was the first day, then the second day, and then the third day. So they must have gotten to know each other fairly well.
Bit of a weird twist because there's no traitor. Normally, this is when they pick people and they put a traitor in there and then it hangs over them for the rest of the series. But this was before anyone was traitors, so they could have had 3 traitors up there.
Yeah, because
one knew.
normally they ask the traitors to put themselves onto death, to choose people to be put on death row, and so then immediately people straight away go on to thinking,
One of you
one
has
of them
to
must
be.
be a traitor.
Yes.
Yeah, and that kind of was it the American series that kind of hung over the
No, it was
group
the
of
one
3?
we just watched. New Zealand.
Was that the New Zealand
2,
one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they hung over them pretty much the whole time,
Yes.
and none of them were a traitor as well, which was really sad and disappointing. But so yeah, 5. And I mean, it's a weird thing to kind of want to put yourself forward for, isn't it? Because for the sake of £10,000, yes, you're $10,000. Sorry, you're putting forward into the prize pot. Is it worth 10,000?
No, because you're going to have that. I mean, Lauren had a breakdown already in her VT. She was like, "I've made a mistake."
I like Lauren. She reminded me
Well, I
of
think
April.
she may be dead.
She reminded
so-
me of April from Parks and Rec. Did you not think that?
No.
I did. She had Parks and Rec April.
Well, I
around
think
her.
she's going to be the first murder. So.
No, she won't be.
Oh no,
And
because Thingy wants to keep her.
We'll
doesn't
discuss
she?
that at the end, yeah. But she
Okay,
won't be the
good,
first murder,
good.
so don't you worry about it. So who are the 3 who came forward? It was
5.
Enoch. Enoch, he wants to stab. Enoch, you can tell, wants to have the power of the group. He wants to be the one who controls the game. So he's the one that people listen to about who he believes are the traitors, or if he's a traitor, the one who's the head traitor who controls all of
He's
them.
the muscly sports guy, isn't he?
He is, and so I've got my eye on Enoch because I truly
same.
believe that he is going to be pushing really hard to start a little group of people who have a very big influence in the game. So Enoch is the nucleus, and I'm waiting to see which atoms spiral around him.
Circulate around, gravitate
to find
around
out what's
him.
going to happen with him. So Enoch's interesting.
Before we go too into detail as well of the people, we always have to do this disclaimer, otherwise we get cancelled.
Oh yes, I've said nice things about Enoch. I like Enoch.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying just in case, because we're going to slag everyone off. Anyway,
We will slag everyone off eventually. Yeah.
we are doing this when we do this podcast. Okay, we're talking about these 22 strangers / celebrities.
Strangers.
50-50. Karine did let us know that in the beginning. She said some of them are celebrities, some of them are strangers.
Celebrities. Anyone
Farming
listening to
for love.
Farming for Love. They had to get someone on Farming for Love. It's like they watched or listened to the podcast last year and saw how angry I was at there being a reality show called Farming for Love.
Ridiculous.
Yes, but celebrities, heavy emphasis on it's taking a lot of weight, that term, celebrities, but carry on.
Anyway, we talk about these people. We talk about them purely as how they are shown on this show, not outside the show until we find out information once they're murdered or banished.
Or they
and
get in
then-
touch with us.
Yeah, all that.
9 times out of 10, I also like to say that we normally tease people, and 9 times out of 10, people come back to us and say, "I really love what you said
Funny.
about us. Yeah, you were fun. It's fun because you meant nothing by it." I sound like Ricky Gervais. It was fun. It was nothing meant by it.
And as we know, if you do get in touch with us, we can then change our opinion and say really positive things about you from there on.
We normally
So do
champion
that.
you by that point. Yeah, we say how
So
great you are. Not
it's a
always.
risk.
Not always.
No, but it's a risk if you're willing to take it.
Eck and boo hoo hoo.
Well, yeah, we saw her beforehand. We caught her early.
Then we watched her after. Because then
Yes.
she did Celebrity Big Brother in the UK. My God.
And then everyone realised how horrible she was. And it's like, we knew this.
We knew that from the start.
Yeah.
Eck and boo hoo hoo. Yeah, so anyone Eck and Sue, Eck and boo hoo hoo in the UK, let it spread. Just so you know, because she cried a lot.
She
for
has
no
really
reason.
weird fans. Because there was a TikTok video of Eck and Sue, and I put Eck and Boo because she was moaning about something. And
really?
Loads of fan accounts of Eck and Sue started messaging me saying, "Too far, stop it, don't talk about Eck and Sue." Like loads of them, and they keep sending them. They don't stop.
Well,
It's like, all right.
look at a certain person we have in our lives. I'm not going to say what relation they are to us,
Oh, yeah.
but their
That's
obsession
true.
with a certain person, and every time we say, well, they have been pretty much, how can I put it? what they've been accused of doing is fair to say they may have done it.
Right.
And then she's like, no, or she, or them, or he has said, no, they're not. Can we talk as I'm digging this hole? That the second person,
let's get back on track.
The second person who went forward and volunteered themselves to be put on death row is Chris. Chris was on Naked and Afraid. Can we please watch that episode of Naked and Afraid?
Well, he's the first. He was like, I was the first man.
Canadian. No, who's the first
Canadian man on it or something?
No, just Canadian.
Oh,
he was the first Canadian on Naked and Afraid. And
Chris.
I want to see the Naked and Afraid episode that Chris is on, because Chris has got... Oh, there we go.
there he is.
He looks
maybe
friendlier
that's
there. He's very, very serious looking, old Chris. And I wonder if that may be a problem in the future. People have already mentioned that he seems to be very calculated and he seems to be watching people. Ben's lost in a world of Naked and Afraid. People might see that he might be a bit calculated. They think that he's always thinking something about someone, and that could be a problem for him. It's not his fault. He's got the kind of
resting bitch face.
Yeah, the thinking man Richard. What is wrong with me?
I don't even know what you're talking about, to be honest. What do you mean thinking man Richard? What does that mean?
I don't know. Thinking man resting bitch face.
Watch out.
God, you were busy, weren't you, while I was having a shower?
Watch out.
It made me laugh so much for some reason, that.
Who
Because
says
it's
that?
so like Melinda. Because it's just so like unenthusiastic.
Watch out. Because I'm a silent killer.
It reminds you of Simpsons when he says, "Watch out, radioactive
Radioactive
man."
man.
That's what it sounds like to me in my head. So I just thought.
Watch out.
Anyway, who else is
okay? Who else
put
is up
themselves forward? 'Cause we're already on the first scene at the moment.
Kevin.
Yes.
Kevin put himself
Bachelor.
forward. The Bachelor of Canada. Yeah. Lauren put herself forward.
regretting
He's just repeating everything I say. Lauren's someone who they keep mentioning as well. Is she a nanny? Is she a nanny or a teacher?
I don't know.
And you're not.
This is episode 1. I don't know any of them
Quickly
yet.
go to their fact file. Ben's got the
No,
fact
I'm
file.
not going
for
to
in a
her
minute.
fact file until
No,
we
you can just get the information of what her occupation is.
Okay, fine.
Right. Ben's going to find out the occupation of Lauren, which is
Model and entrepreneur.
No, that's not.
That's Lauren.
I'm thinking of Laurie. Sorry. Scrap everything I just said. Laurie is the
Who's Laurie?
nanny. She's the
Oh yeah,
who
yeah.
everyone's
She's not a
having-
nanny. She's a kid's teacher, a primary school teacher.
Oh, it's a nanny then, isn't it? Teachers, that's all they do. Look after kids for 8 hours while
she
their
can
parents
spot
work.
liars because
I'm
she works with
joking.
5-year-olds.
Exactly. And Dylan's the fifth and final one who stepped forward for the Dylan.
Oh yeah, him. He did a really stupid thing after the round table where he like spoke up and it made him look really dangerous. So I feel.
Yeah, what was that about? Why did he do that?
The reason he's done that now means he probably won't be murdered because he's put a thing on his back. So he may have saved himself. Weirdly.
But
But it was weird.
Why did he do that?
Because okay, gang, let's just. What was he? I can't remember what he said, but it was something really mundane and
He
stupid.
said, "Don't let the traitors pick us off. Don't let them divide us. We've got, we know it's one of us 5 who's going to be gone." I'm paraphrasing very badly, but yeah, that's essentially what he
Yeah,
said.
it's like, sorry.
He made out that like he kind of made out basically to say that, I'll be watching you, but kind of meant to say that the traitors are watching us. So now we need to be careful what we do from this point forward. I think that's what he was trying to say. So up until that point, everything was friendly. Everyone was having bants. Everyone was having a good time. Melinda was saying, "Watch out, I'm coming to kill you." Chris was looking angry. Mike was stroking his beard, which was then also
very
a
suspicious,
thing.
yes.
So those 5 are up for death row. Straight then to the round table.
Yep.
Where
The circles.
circles.
She was walking around in circles in a new red dress.
Corrine was
She changed
working.
from her white fluffy dress to a red one. New hair.
Well, she was doing some serious business now. She was choosing her traitors. Now, are we going to now mention who
Yes.
2 of the traitors are?
We'll just do all 3 because we're a week behind anyway. So.
Okay, fair enough. Because the last one was revealed at the end in the concave. Are we going to call it Traitors Concave?
Yes.
Yeah, we're
Until
going to
we
stick
know
to that.
more.
Yeah. Okay, fine. So the first one who got picked was Neda.
Nida.
Nida.
I don't know.
She's from Big Brother Canada. Anyone outside the UK who may be watching.
Right. Okay,
So
well.
it's time to play.
What's your name and where do you come from?
Ben wanted to get rid of that last series. I just want to mention that.
Nida.
Nida.
She, her. Hometown, Paris, France. By the way, this fact file this year is provided to us by Yahoo News.
Yahoo!
So occupation, personal stylist, Big Brother Canada, series 2 and 5. Born in Iran, raised in Vancouver, Nida now lives in Paris,
Bonjour.
where she's established herself as a personal stylist. Outside of fashion, Nida is known for being on 2 seasons of Big Brother Canada. So there you go. That's all we got on her, I'm afraid.
Is there no quote like Nida says, I can't wait to Nida someone in the eye?
We should just make up quotes each week.
There you go. Nida says, I can't wait to Nida someone in the eye. Next up, Kyra, which we found a big bit of information about Kyra, didn't we? But it may be in the fact file. So, what's her name?
feel like they revealed this a bit too early.
I feel that it was too early
Could have been an episode 4 extravaganza here, but
obviously it's not something that's a fallout like in other series. You know what I mean? It's not something that happens later on in the series which becomes a bit of a fallout.
yeah, it wasn't even a big thing in the UK series 2, and that they made it a big thing.
Excuse
me.
me?
No, but like it didn't have a big impact on the game. I mean,
It had a huge impact on the show.
yeah, on the show. That's
But
what I
Ross
mean.
can.
Yeah, exactly. Ross is,
But Ross is.
but so they could have played this more. I feel the editing team aren't very good. Maybe.
The funny thing is as soon as they revealed it, I looked at the picture of them and it's like, yeah, you can tell by the eyes. They both got the same eyes. Mm-hmm. I wonder if that's from their mum's or dad's side.
They're both buff as well. Right, so Kyra, she, her.
You're both buff.
Well, you know, I wasn't looking at... Normally I pick my favourites. Nick is now one of my favourites.
But Nick's not a favourite of mine, I'll be honest. But also I was a bit obsessed with Nick's weird obsession with cannonballs. Like, did you see that when...
Do you think I have everything for every occasion? This isn't even scripted.
Is that cannons?
Cannons! There's cannons! Oh, there's cannons!
I mean...
They're very simple in Canada. Don't get out much.
Oh,
They don't get out much.
You've just disrespected a whole nation of people.
We're from England.
Yeah.
Cannons are in our history, guys.
Cannons?
Come
we
on.
have one down the end of the road, for Christ's sake. We have
one on
a cannon on our roof.
Every corner we have a cannon.
It's like Mary Poppins. People walk past, we burst a cannon and trains go by. I'm outside getting votes for women. There's all kinds of stuff happening over it.
Kyra, she, her.
Yes.
Hometown, Surrey.
Surrey? What, UK?
No, they always copy our names, don't they?
We're
Canada.
Canadians stealing our names, screaming for cannons.
When we watched Race Around the World, all the places in Canada were named places are in England, weren't they?
That's true.
Gosh,
That famous Montreal in UK.
Right, so fitness YouTuber Kyra skyrocketed to fame during the early days of the pandemic with dance workouts. In quotations for some reason.
Dance workouts.
Don't know why.
They were neither dances nor workouts.
Ask you.
They asked Kyra, they were neither dances, that's her quote, they were neither dances nor workouts.
Kyra wants to promote happiness and health, and some of her most popular videos include themed workouts inspired by Disney, Hamilton, and Mamma Mia.
Which are neither Disney, nor Hamilton, nor Mamma Mia.
Well, one bonus episode of Faithful to the Traitors is Kyra takes Alex through a workout routine.
Kyra?
While he ranks the contestants and from top to bottom.
Top to bottom, head 5, torso 7. Kyra, get in touch. I will do, what was it called? A dance.
You could just get one of her workouts and do it.
What's it called? A dance?
Dance workout.
Oh, it's called dance workout.
Well, she has a good bod. So.
I'd do it. She's got a better bod than me. I would do a dance workout.
And her
with
brother
Kyra.
Nick also looks good too.
I want Nick to do a dance workout. No, I want Nick to be in the background with a cannonball and doing squats the whole time. Nick loves cannonballs. Nick loves a cannonball. When Kareen said...
Is that cannon?
when Kareen said there's cannonballs, Nick literally went, yes! I mean, I was on Nick's side at that point.
Right, so the third traitor, which wasn't revealed until the end for some reason, to keep us on edge.
In a way, though, I liked that. And I like the fact that they all suspect him already, which is a shame.
He stroked his beard. So Michael.
Yeah, he's got a nice beard as well. Do you think he deliberately dyes his beard so he's got two, like, grey...
No, but I do think he straightens it or blow dries it straight.
Okay.
That's my theory. Not that I'm slacking him off.
No,
Michael.
no judgment.
He, him. His occupation is paranormal enthusiast.
Right.
52-year-old logistics dispatcher from Windsor.
Logistics dispatcher, that's a delivery man.
Right.
I'm just saying.
He's from Windsor.
Oh, that's...
Maybe he knows the Queen.
That's the UK again, yeah. Maybe he's best friends.
Michael has a varied background. He previously pursued a career as a professional wrestler.
Oh, that's smart. I mean, I love Michael right
competing in WWE and WCW in the 90s.
Smack me in the mouth and call me Jesus.
Has he got a story about McMahon?
Oh,
Didn't see him on the documentary on Netflix.
Didn't see him on the Netflix
but,
documentary, but he might have a McMahon story.
WCW as well in the 90s.
WCW is a McMahon.
No, I know. I said as well.
Okay.
God. Now
He might have a story about Ted Turner.
Who?
The guy who owned
Oh, the grey head
Turner
guy.
Network.
No, he was nice.
The grey head guy.
He was nice. He was liberal. I looked him up on. Anyway, now on Wikipedia. Now he's a co-ghost host. Quote. Try and say that 3 times fast.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I said it. On the paranormal.
Paranal.
I got I got through co-host Ghost.
We are rusty.
And now I can't say the paranormal voice. Right, so he's on the paranormal voice, which is, I'm assuming, a podcast, a digital series exploring the supernatural.
No, as soon as you said there's a show called The Paranormal Voice, I instantly thought, does he sit in like one of 4 chairs? And then they get a spirit to come out and go, ooh, I'm from the 80s.
How dare you?
And then they go, poosh, and they spin round.
I mean, we live in a paranormal area in Scotland, so we could definitely do a collaboration here.
We have aliens.
Exactly.
We've pretty much told people where we live
No.
by saying that.
Because we have aliens.
but not many other places in the UK claim, say,
Well.
God, we're gonna get people.
Come find us.
We're gonna get Canadians coming to our door.
Well, we're racking up our collaborations. We've got Kyra and Michael now.
There's a family of Canadians. There's a family of Canadians. There's a family of Canadians. There's a Canadian family who live just down the road. I've spoken to them.
Right, well, now everyone's going to know where we live with that info.
Oh yeah, they might pass it on.
Right, so there you go. That's our 3 traitors as it stands on episode 1.
As it stands, who do you think is going to go the distance? Because 9 times out of 10...
Not Nida.
No, I agree. 9 times out of 10 of the original 3, normally 1 goes the distance.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kyra is going to go the distance.
Yeah, I was going to say the same.
And I love the fact that Nida has already decided to go against Kyra and Michael.
Well, you can't trust her, yeah.
Saying that they're the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe Nida needs to turn that mirror around and think, you're the problem, Nida?
This ain't Big Brother Canada no more.
No.
I know, because when she was really nice to Kyra, and then she was like, to the camera, she was like, I don't trust her. She was backstabbing me, so I'm going to backstab her. And
Yeah,
it's like,
with no evidence whatsoever. Basically.
And then Michael came in and he said the same thing about him. It's like, well, maybe this is
your problem and not theirs, Nida.
But a traitor like this is just trouble on episode 1. I'm sorry.
You don't need someone like Nida at the very beginning of when the Traitors begins. You need to work. You need to work as a collective, because if you're starting to interrupt the status quo already, then the other 2 traitors need to get together and get you out immediately. It's a stupid thing to do, and it's not going to gain you power or any friends, to be fair. And the thing with traitors is you need to have people on your side. And at the moment, Kyra has everyone on her side. No one suspects her.
No.
Yeah, I think Nida needs to calm down a little bit.
I don't think she's going to play as well as she thinks she's going to play.
Is there any surprises that anyone you thought would be a traitor? Because again, maybe I'm just a bit obsessed with Chris, but I thought Chris was going to be a traitor.
Maybe he will. He may be a recruit. He will be one, I feel, eventually.
What about Mike?
I like Mike.
Ned Flanders.
The author.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
I like him. He's the one who says the canon quote. This is Mike.
Is that cannons?
So we like him already.
Sounds like a cartoon character. He sounds
Ned
like Spyro.
Yeah, he does.
Doesn't he? Put it again. He sounds like Spyro.
Spyro the Dragon.
I'm playing the game, and then...
Is that cannons?
Doesn't he?
He's got a future in voiceover work.
Mike is Spyro.
Mike the Dragon.
Who looks like Moneybags? I don't. Sorry, I'm just obsessed with Moneybags as a character.
Right, so we're coming to the end of the episode, believe it or not.
Hang on, we haven't even talked about the game. I suppose we have. There was
the
cannons. Yeah.
Let's pick up cannonballs, and there was lots of math equations.
Yeah.
And Dylan, again, we go up to each bit and go, there's a math equation here, everyone, and then walk off.
Walk off, yeah.
And then you go up to something else.
There's something tied here. Off you go. Oh, we need to make a pyramid out of balls here.
Can anyone do that? And then he walks off, so it's like, okay.
I'm not going to bother.
But he did carry one.
Do you think Dylan's a bit of a micromanager? He likes to tell people what to do. Hence why his speech at the top of the game as well.
I'm not judging. I'm not passing judgment yet. I haven't seen enough of them, I'm afraid.
So they had to choose.
Kirkland is brilliant, though.
He's farming for power. He's farming for love.
He is. He did find love as well on his Instagram.
He?
Yeah.
I'm glad he found love in the farm. Such a stupid name. So they had to choose then of the 5 someone to get rid of. 2 were already decided to be discarded.
Yeah, Lauren, who was crying.
Oh, we'll start with Lauren. Tendency of being pointed as that's the thing, isn't it? Because she's almost obvious that she could be a traitor, they're kind of just keeping her at bay because she's going to knock herself out, is their presumption.
Yeah, we love you, Lauren, but yes.
I like her. Like I said, she reminds me of April from Parks and Rec. 100%.
Right, who else was knocked out?
Enoch. Because they want to keep him in the game.
He can do the games.
Because he can play the games.
He can carry cannonballs.
He can cannon. He can carry the cannonballs. And plus, I think Kyra and Nick had a little chat, and Nick was like, I'm hot for cannonballs. Well, I saw Enoch carry a couple of cannonballs in it.
Is this brother and sister thing going to cause issues through the series, do you think?
Yes, because at some point one of them's going to have to fight the other one.
We've been wanting a brother and sister. We haven't had that yet on Traitors. So...
I was hoping for it last on New Zealand series. It never came.
No. So now you've got it and they reveal it in episode 1. So
yeah.
Well done you.
Well, it was not...
My personal favourite, I always do a one to watch. And I don't know how to pronounce her name. Nichelle. The policewoman.
Nichelle, yes. She looks like...
She's the policewoman.
I've said this to you already. She reminds me of Jennifer Coolidge.
Well, in her promo picture. These promo pictures are really bad, by the way, because Nida's, she doesn't look anything like her promo picture, and it's like, no.
Chris looks so familiar to me. I can't think.
He looks like our guy who used to do our training, James.
No,
he does in the eyes.
No.
Mary Jo as well, the TV presenter, she seemed quite switched on about people, so...
Mary Jo.
But I think I
liked Mary Jo. Yeah, she pointed out, she was the first one to say Nida was a traitor. So yes, go Mary Jo. I like Mary Jo a lot.
Team Blonde.
Mary Jo's the one that I want her to be a faithful throughout the whole game, and I'm worried that she'll be persuaded to go the traitor way because I think I can tell straight away that, as you said, she's going to be good at this game. She is going to be good at this game. So I don't want her to turn. With one episode a week, you've got a long road ahead of you. I know. It's silly that they're doing it that way, isn't it? They did it last year and we complained non-stop about it. And they did it again. So I'll continue to complain. It's probably because you keep slagging off Canadian people. No, I don't. Just the names of their places. You said they're slow and that they're obsessed with cannons. Watch out. Is that cannons? Watch out. Right. There you go. Created a sentence. Right. So I've just realised there's a contestant called Jasmine. I can't remember seeing her once. No, I can't remember seeing Gail either. I was about to say the same. I do vaguely remember Gail. I don't remember Kevin from Bachelor Nation. Who's Kevin? I can't even see Kevin. Top line. Yeah, we did. Yeah, I saw him. He was in a black t-shirt with tattoos down his arm, sweating. Oh, okay. That's as far as I got. I feel like Aaron and Chris look similar, so I can't distinguish between them yet either. Aaron and Chris. But we'll get there. Aaron and Chris don't look anything like each other. No, but in the show they did. These pictures are not. Aaron in his promo picture looks like he's like seen something off the camera. Like everyone's looking at the camera, but Aaron's like... He's like they're holding up a tree for him. Look this way, Aaron, look at this way. Right, anyway, so that's episode 1 done. We are going to do episode 2 shortly, and then we will be up to date with our weekly releases, everyone. So thank you for all the messages where you said, yes, are you alive? We are. Yes, no. Hello. Are you doing this or not? We are. We are. But we're watching whatever one we find, basically, but I think it's going to be the short versions. So if there's stuff in the long versions that we miss, let us know. Yes, and you can let us know by getting in touch with us by email, faithfultothetraitors@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter @TraitorsPodcast, on Instagram and Threads @faithfultothetraitors. Sorry, Twitter. Do we use Twitter? Do we still use Twitter? Don't know. No, that's what I'm saying. You mean X? I wouldn't bother using it, to be honest, because there's no point. No. Anyway, we're there. Come see us. What else are we on? You can find us on YouTube by searching Faithful to the Traitors Podcast, or you can search BAM Productions. Do the same if you want to find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or any of your favorite podcast apps. If you want to help share the show, you can subscribe, you can like, you can... give us a review if you like listening to the podcast. Give us a 5-star review and give us a reason why you like listening to the podcast. Or you can help us by going to buymeacoffee.com/faithful. Don't forget, if you scan the QR code that's somewhere on the screen, I want you to put it in a different place each episode. I'm happy for you to cover my face one episode as well. Just do whatever you like.
Okay.
Go crazy. Or the link that will be in the notes. I'll put a link in the notes to our WhatsApp group, and on that WhatsApp group, you'll find out when the podcast is out, and also any further projects that we're doing in the future.
Lovely. So then, until next episode, stay faithful.